and inspire you. Hello, everybody. I'm glad that you are here today. I hope you enjoyed my little piece about having the dream. So today I will address the third item on my agenda, faith. So you have the dream and know exactly what you want to do. Then what? As I promised, I will draw from my own life experience to illustrate so you can also be encouraged. If Benjamin, a man from low beginnings, can do it, then I guess I have a chance too. And that is what this talk is all about. To let you know that as bad as it may look for you now, don't throw in the towel yet. Have faith that it will all be well. So take your dream, believe in it, and run with it. Let's continue with my story. When I got to USIU San Diego in the summer of 1987, I found out that they weren't offering a management information systems course, which I was studying at USIU Nairobi. So I did not register for any classes. Instead, I took the summer off to get things that I would need. I bought a car, a Volkswagen Dasher for $600, and went to the DMV to apply for a driver's license. My car didn't have the greatest brakes, so I asked my friend if I could use his car for the test. His brakes were so sharp that the slightest tap at the brake pedal caused the car to jerk forward violently. Every DMV testing officer who entered my friend's car, with every touch of the brake pedal, they were almost flung out through the windshield. After 5 minutes of my nightmarish drive, they would ask me to go back to the DMV compound, and then they would fail me. After the third failure, I decided to use my own car, the one I understood how the brakes worked. So, on my fourth try, using my own not so great a car, I passed and I got my driver's license. Now that I had a car and a driver's license, it was time to look for a job. Somebody told me I would need a social security card to work legally in the United States. So I applied for one and received it after a couple of weeks. Luckily, when my card came, it was not stamped with the words "not valid for employment." All the foreign students I knew had theirs stamped. God showed me favor again. So I got a job as a dishwasher at Lions Restaurant, 40 miles away from the campus, and I worked there all summer. Every day after work, I would send out applications to various California universities to see which one would accept me so I could transfer from USIU San Diego. Eventually, I got a letter of acceptance from California State University Stanislaus in the small town of Turlock, California, and I transferred there and enrolled to study computer science in the fall of 1987. As happy as I was to be there, it quickly dawned on me that I was going to need some major financial assistance if I was going to make it at all. I had arrived in the United States with a total of $3,500 to my name. That's all I had, and I wasn't expecting any more from home. My father had no money, and I didn't expect him to send anything. The summer job helped pay the dorm, for the dorm at USIU, and my daily needs like food and gas. I also found out that as a foreign student, I would be paying tuition on top of the regular fees paid by American students. On top of that, my school, by school rules, I had to take a full load of classes. My first semester of tuition and fees totaled about $3,100, something like that. So after paying for an apartment, I had almost nothing. Welcome to America, Benjamin. So I came to America 1 month after marrying Elizabeth. Although she and our 2-year-old daughter Ida had visas to travel with me, Elizabeth stayed because she was desperately trying to get a job as an attaché in the Los Angeles consulate office. If she got the job, it would be so much easier for me because my tuition would be taken care of. Unfortunately, that turned out to be a nightmare in itself. After a year of trying and being turned down by false promises and government officers with ulterior motives, she gave up on it. So the harsh reality that I was alone in this financial nightmare hit me like a ton of bricks. I had to get a job somehow, but getting a job outside of campus was not allowed for foreign students. Breaking that rule was grounds for expulsion and deportation. Today's word of encouragement is about faith. I had the unwavering belief that I belonged here in America. This belief propelled me to hope that it was going to be well. I didn't know how, but I believed without a doubt that I was going to succeed in the end. Little did I know that my faith was going to be tested in the craziest of ways in the months to follow and years ahead. I ran cross country my first year and did track and field for the next 4 years. I ran 400 meters, 800 meters, and the 4x400 meter relay. Unfortunately for me, the running didn't earn me any scholarship in the first 2 years because I had transferred to a third division school. Had I known, I would have applied only to first division schools where I probably would have received a track scholarship and never paid a dime. Unfortunately, I was new in America and therefore not privy to that kind of knowledge. I did enjoy myself at the school though. I had student friends on the track team and a great coach. Our school made it to the NCAA track nationals held in Chicago. I got a job on campus where I worked in the cashier's office in between classes. Students are only allowed to work 20 hours per week on campus. With foreign student tuition and nothing coming from home, I knew I had to get extra work. So I got a job at Round Table Pizza as a pizza cook, a job I did for 7 years. So I worked on campus during the day, evenings, and all day weekends at Round Table Pizza. That only took care of my rent and part of my tuition. The school accountant took a liking to me and she hired me full-time during the summer to help offset my already mounting tuition fees. I was supposed to be expelled for inability to pay for full tuition, but God gave me favor with her and I was able to make payments instead. It took me 7 years to finish a 4-year degree course. In 1992, after a grueling 7 years, I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in computer science. I had accomplished my dream. I had come to America to become the first in my family tree to earn a college degree. I did that. That degree for me was for my parents. Now it was time to follow another dream. So I made the decision to go to Hollywood. I left my wife and daughter in Turlock and drove 6 hours to Hollywood, California. In Hollywood, I found a one-room apartment. My wife and I agreed she would pay the rent until I found a job. I answered an ad for a bass player in Music Connection magazine and soon was part of the funk rock group, The Passing. Next, I signed up with Central Casting for background work in the movies and also got a job as a substitute teacher so I could work whenever I wanted to. Life was good. My band believed we were the next big thing in Hollywood, and that also encouraged my faith and made me believe even more that I would make it here. After 3 months, my wife got a job as a teacher in a school for children with special needs in Los Angeles, and so she and our daughter moved from Turlock and joined me in Hollywood. With 2 breadwinners in the household, we were able to afford a 2-bedroom apartment on Hollywood Boulevard. My faith in the belief I would make it in Hollywood was tested in many ways. Here's one example. Every time I went to work on a movie set, I would tell the assistant director that I spoke Swahili. They would look at me and just move on. I wanted desperately to join the Screen Actors Guild, and in those days, you needed 2 union vouchers to be eligible. So I used the Swahili angle to see if it could help me get the 2 vouchers that I needed. I did this every day without fail, whenever I was on a set, but it never worked. The 25th time, 30th, 40th, 50th, nothing. But the 55th time I tried it, in 1999, after working on about 60 movies or so. It worked. I was on the set of The X-Files, and as usual, I told the assistant director that I spoke Swahili. She didn't even look at me and kept on walking. I was like, wow. So I decided in my heart that it was the last time I will ever do that again. Little did I know that the God who came through for me during the dream part of my life in Nairobi was about to come through for me again. It was a stark reminder that God comes through when there's no more of you operating, so that He alone can get the glory after it all works out. 10 minutes after the assistant director walked away from me, she came back and was shouting my name. Benjamin, Benjamin, Benjamin. Oh man. I was so scared. I was like, wow, why did I open up my big mouth? Now look, I'm in trouble. I'm probably going to be expelled from the set. But when she got to me, she asked me, did you say you speak Swahili? I said, yes, I do. She continued, can you teach everybody on the set how to say a few words in Swahili? I said, yes, I can. God sure has a sense of humor, I told myself. Right on the spot, they bumped me from an extra to a principal player. The next day, I had a trailer with my name on it, meaning I now had a speaking role on The X-Files and was no longer an extra. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep your faith and never give up. Because by biblical definition, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not yet seen. You haven't seen the manifestation yet, but you believe you already have it. Nor have you touched it yet, but you believe it's already in your grasp. If I had given up on the 25th try, the 30th, 40th, or 50th, would I have got it on the 55th try? No. But I kept on going, no matter what. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but I believed without a shadow of a doubt that this Swahili thing I was touting would work for me. And it did. Faith. My job here today is to encourage you to never give up on your dream. Dream it, believe it, and run with it to realize it. When the dream comes true, have faith and believe with all your might that it will come to fruition, and it will. Thank you all for listening to the faith part of my journey from Jericho to Hollywood. I'll see you next time when I will be speaking about the next item on my agenda, pursuit. God bless you and peace be with you. I'll see you on the next episode of May I Inspire You. May I inspire you.